those applications like the XP1000.
We supply a divider that's cut down.
Billet nut. Another Honda Talon. This happens to be a 1000R. Hey guys, today we're going to install our brand new raised Polaris AXYS rear bumper. The rear bumper is going to come in a box and the parts are going to be separate. So you're going to have your two side panel pieces, your cross tube, your billet cross tube, and your cross tube nuts, two of those, and then your side plates that come up and connect the bumper handle to your side plates. And then you're going to have 32 of the short rivets and 8 of the longer rivets, and then 8 backer washers. So we're going to go over exactly how to put this on. But first you're going to need a couple of tools. You're going to want a straight screwdriver. This is just to remove your reflector that's on the tunnel, a 10mm end wrench, T30 Torx, and this is to take off your factory bumper, and then a rivet gun of some sort, and then a 3/16 drill bit and drill, and then a crescent wrench. And the crescent wrench is going to be used to tighten your billet bumper nuts that hold the whole assembly together when you're all done. So let's jump into it, and we'll pull the factory bumper and reflectors off first. Okay, just using a straight screwdriver, you want to get this factory reflector out of the way, and then utilizing some adhesive remover, a little bit of time, this stuff will actually peel off pretty easy. Okay, using your T30 and 10mm end wrench, there's 2 bolts here that hold the stock bumper on, which is pretty much a piece of junk. Take this off, throw that in the trash. Now at this point, you're going to want to grab your side panel and line up. There's some slots here that are made to go over the existing rivet, these large rivets here. And basically what you want to do is center those and also line up the 2 bolts that you took out. You can line up those 2 holes, and that gives you the correct alignment. But before we jump into that, let me talk a little bit about some of the features of this bumper just quickly. If you notice here on the bumper, we have some little tick marks here and then up here. The idea behind this bumper is tunnel cuts are extremely popular and common on this chassis. So we've preset this bumper with mark locations for you to cut 3 inches and 6 inches off of the bumper. So basically you cut between those 2 marks, and that'll give you a 3-inch tunnel cut, and you cut between these 2 marks and you have a 6-inch tunnel cut. So it's pre-set up, so you don't have to do any fancy measuring, and then at that point you just measure forward 3 inches and cut your tunnel off. There's some pretty popular 3-inch cuts and 6-inch kits out there. So this is pre-thought out for cutting your tunnel and shortening it so that you have a little bit less hanging up when you're on the snow. But for today, we're just going to install it stock to show the easiest way for a factory replacement. Again, just line up those 2 holes there and the back of the tunnel, so pretty much just drops right on and in place. Now at this point, we're going to jump ahead and drill out a couple of these holes so that this one doesn't move, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then basically just run through and start drilling and riveting as we go. So we've got all of our side plate rivets in. There's 16 on each side, and then these rear 4 with the longer rivets is what's going to hold your actual bumper attachment plate on. So one of them, this upper rear one, is kind of your existing factory bumper hole. And this is also what your 8 backer washers are going to be used for. You're going to want to make sure that you use those on the back of these 4 rivets. Okay, so we have the mounting plates now connected with their 4 rivets on each side. Now you're going to take your billet crossbar and just simply drop it into place, and then you have your billet nut that you want to thread in. And if you're worried about it coming loose, a little bit of blue Loctite, it's not a bad idea. Thread them in from both sides just like that, and then utilizing a crescent wrench, hold the center section with your hand and snug it up with a crescent wrench. Done. All right, so we just got done installing our Polaris AXYS 2019 through 2022 155. We're also going to have the 163 available, but this is a stiffening bumper, so it's going to support the rear portion of the tunnel from the footrest back, and also incorporate a much stronger raised billet crossbar and handle. It also has tunnel cut locations that are pre-marked for 3 inches and 6 inches for those of you that are going to be cutting your tunnels. So this is brand new for this season and will fit all of the 2019 through 2021 Polaris AXYS RMK snowmobiles. So check us out at zebrosracing.com and or your local dealer and get one of these bumpers for your Polaris AXYS.